Good evening. Happy Wednesday, guys. Whew. Hello. What's going on? Carl Lewis, hello. Let's trade paint. Hello, all you beautiful people. I thought you all were going to be at the meetup, and you weren't there. I didn't see you or Kelly. Auntie Ann, hello. Tim says, any bets on when Mike shows up? I'm thinking 6:25. We'll see. I don't know if you guys can hear it. Frankie's actually running the tractor outside. I was running back and forth, filming her. She's spreading. We got the first load. Actually, we got the first and second load of clay gravel today. And so she's working on spreading that now. And we also got one other special delivery that hopefully will make Friday's video as well. We'll see. But we got a new toy to try out. That's going to make it faster to get some of the chores around here done. We got a new mower. So we'll see how that goes. That's right. Paul Honeyman says, don't forget to hit that thumbs up as you come in, folks. That's right. Old Man King Homestead. Howdy. Got to meet him at the meetup. Cuddly Texan. Got to meet Patrick at the meetup. Hello, everyone. Let's see. 3L Homestead. Hello. Richard Bryan. Hello. Let's see. They are late. I am out of here. I don't know. I missed something. Oh, report a comment. Calm down, everybody. Calm down. Let's see. Tara and Jason. Jason might be drooling a little bit, but Tara's on it. Hello, all you beautiful people. Can't tag. He's on the phone. Jess from Tree Haven. I almost said from. Let's see. Todd's Adventures. Hello. What's going on, Mama Murphy? Mike Birch. What's going on? That's right. Go Jess Life. That's right. And No Life is in here, of course. Love you, Tim. Yep. BNUS Odyssey. Hey, peeps. What's going on? Hello. New people zip tie Tim. What? Tim's new. Oh. Zip tie. That's right. Tim got razzed a little bit for using zip ties, supposedly only on the headlight of the e-bike that Jen was riding when she crashed real hard. But the joke was that he put her e-bike together with nothing but zip ties. It's surprising the amount of zip ties that come with some of these e-bikes to like do the cords, like the brake lines and stuff up against the frame and whatever. And so they are kind of sometimes held together with a hope and a prayer. But it's fine. It's fine. If teacher doesn't show up for 15 minutes, we skate. Is Mike the teacher? Oh boy. I don't know. The Peanut Farm. I got to meet the Peanut Farm at the meetup. Oh, what's this? Out and About with Dave and Daisy, $20 super chat, meetup recovery fund. Thank you. Appreciate that. Alex, hello. Kaz, howdy. Hello, Sid. Glad I got to meet you over the weekend. Yes, Trish. Ooh. It was so great meeting everybody, really. As somebody who's not, I mean, I'm people-y to a point, but I also sometimes I'd like have to take a break. I get too much people in for me. So I had to, and plus my hip, what was it, Friday and Saturday, my hip was really mad. Probably because I was sitting in the truck driving for so long on Friday. So my hip was very, very angry. Yeah. So, poor Jen had no chance. Tim crashed into her. Mike is old. Let's give him 15 minutes. Well, you know, he's playing catch up at work from being gone for a few days. So he probably had 75,000 emails to respond to. So, you know, he might just be in there sharpening his crayons for you, Jason. I don't know. We'll see. Hey, Sid, couldn't get chat to load. Well, you fixed it, David. So it's all good. We actually were talking about you on Thursday night when I was up at Come On Mountain because we were getting the tour. And in fact, if you watched that video, you would have seen I was like, oh, I recognize that sign because he had one of the wood signs of Jesus hands that you had made with his channel name, just like ours that we have with our channel name. And I was like, I reckon I know who made that. Let's see. There's so many people to meet. I missed a bunch of them. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard. And then sometimes, when you're there, like some people don't know you. Like they didn't like there's people there that don't watch my channel, have no idea who I am, have never seen me in any of the other videos, and for all they know, I'm just there, so they don't. And I don't generally just like walk up to people and be like, hey, you know. So so I don't know. I guess I'm weird like that. Not trying to be like, Chance Weaver, I need you to email me, Chance. If you're a light bulb truck boy, I need you. If you're the right Chance, which I believe you are, because I seem to remember your last name being Weaver. I need you to shoot me an email at 3mississippifarms@gmail.com if you would be so kind. I need to get in touch with you. And I already told Cuddly to do the same thing. I need to get a hold of both of y'all. Yes, you have to be scolded. You're in trouble. No, I'm just kidding. No, but I do need to get a hold of y'all. K Park says, hey Sid, did you get Chance's phone number? If not, check with Gary at Junction Gems. Well, since Chance is in here, I just told him to email me, so hopefully that will work. I can say what I need to say. 2 old people on a couch. They were at the meetup. Got to see them. I just text them and said both can't be a mic and one must show up. I know. Cuddly says, Chance, you're in trouble. I know. I'm telling you. Sounds good, Chance. Sounds good. Jump to Gems Homestead. What's up? Got Gary and Mary in the house. I love it. I love it. Got to see them. Got to meet them at the meetup officially. I had met them through like lives and stuff before, obviously, but never in the flesh. So now we have met in the flesh. In the flesh. Finally got to see some peoples that I hadn't met yet. But it goes like that every time. Oh, Tim's texting me. Let's see what Tim has to say. He's texting me and Mike in a group text. Let's see. What's the T? What's he razzing for? Both of y'all can't be a mic. One must show up. That's the trouble with wireless mics. I'm telling you. Sid got here a little late, so where's the diva? He is still working. It's been kind of a crazy day. We've had 3 rounds of deliveries today. We had the Toro mower getting delivered. We had 2 deliveries of the clay rock gravel getting delivered. And I don't know if y'all can hear the tractor humming in the background. Frankie's spreading it as fast as she can before the rain hits, because the rain, I guess, has shifted. And so now we're supposed to get rain tonight. So she's trying to get as much of it done tonight so that it doesn't turn into just a big, muddy, hot, soupy mess. We were going to try to have the regular gravel delivered on Friday, but now it's looking like it's fixing to rain like real good. So we'll see. We'll see. James Hall, hey Sid, it was nice meeting y'all. It was nice to meet you too. James won the big prize at the raffle. Well, I mean, the 50-50 winner, that was pretty good too. That was, what was his name? Charles, I want to say. No, Daniel. Daniel, right? It was either Charles or Daniel. It was not Charlie Daniels. But that plant needs watered. I'm looking at it right now. It looks a little sad. But he won the big power bank. I think Mama V mentioned that in the last live. He won the big power bank, the little power bank electric solar generator situation. Yeah. Have you heard from David about all the graffiti you and Tim put on Uber and Lyft? No, we have not, David Glunt. As Tim said, David rarely watches, and I'm guilty of it as well. I try to catch up once a week on everybody's videos, just so I kind of know what's going on with everybody, and just and to support them, But it's hard because there's a lot of us, and a lot of us put out several videos a week, and maybe have multiple channels, and so it gets a little overwhelming sometimes to go and watch all the videos, and especially this week is hard because, you know, we're just getting back and whatever. So I may not get to it this week. But that being said, the kicker is that he doesn't watch Tim's videos and he doesn't watch ours generally. So he may not ever see that I did it, except for the fact that, like, you can see it on the tractor. But it doesn't necessarily mean I did it, unless somebody might tell him. I don't know. I'm gonna have to go through and watch like a couple of his recent videos, like the next few videos since I did it, to see if like he's like, oh, who did this, you know? But you know, it's only fair. It's only fair. You never know. James won a great prize. Yes, he did, Mark and Debbie. Yes, he did. Daniel won the 50-50. Yes. I don't know where I got Charles from. I don't know. I texted them twice, no response. Well, I mean, I read it out here. I'm responding to you here. I'm here. I don't know. I don't know, dude. Maybe Tim can't hear. Mike's over there banging around in the kitchen right now. I don't know. I don't know. White Rock Homestead. Hey there, brother Bowen. So are we. Yes. Tim thinks it's funny to text us when we're in line. You hear all the banging in the kitchen? Is that where you asking if we were okay? I'm telling you. Back to good. Hello, Betty Boo. Dana's in the house. What's going on? Sid is here now. I am. I'm here. Can you tell it's humid? And I was running around getting sweaty, and then in between all of the deliveries and stuff, I went down to church to do pantry boxes, and so it's a hot, sticky mess over here right now. And then I moved a bunch of my birds, which I think I talked about that today on Sippin' and Spillin'. But I moved all the rest of the birds, like David's ducks that he got from us from through Mississippi up here to Come On Mountain. The same hatch group, the rest of those birds went out to the coop, and so did the 2 heritage turkeys that I got. I moved them out today. So there's that. Hey, jump to Jim, Gary, Mary. Hope you're doing well. What's up, MT? Cutley Texan. Sorry, and driving. Hope you're doing well. That's right. I guess MT Homestead snuck in here when I wasn't looking. I'm telling ya. Treasure Hunter Neil, what's going on? I saw Neil S a second ago. I saw his name somewhere. Anyway, Wanda Henry, hello. What's going on? Reverend Dream, hello. Brian from Vineyard Farmhouse, what's going on? Let's see. Yeah, that's right. Drive safely. And if you can't drive safely, back it backwards down a mountain while towing a trailer with your eyes closed. That's what Jason does. Sid, I just heard today that they are calling for it to be like 99 or 100 for this weekend with heat index of like 115. Oh boy. Well, that'll be fun because I have some things I have to do outside, so that'll be taking place before I shower and go to church. Sid, I told David he needed to steam clean Uber so she can work again before you added the 3 hamsters. Oh, is she not working right now? I didn't realize Lyft wasn't working. Or did you say Uber? You said Uber. Oh, you said Uber. Never mind. Just kidding. I tried to fix my hair Saturday for the meetup, but all the fog and moisture in the air caused it to frizz up like stuck my finger in a socket, so I had to throw it up in a clip. Yep, I hear that. I'm lucky in the sense that my hair is just thick enough and heavy enough, like lengthwise now, that like it doesn't frizz up too bad. But when my hair was shorter, when I had the angled bob, it would definitely frizz up a lot more. But now when it gets real bad, or if I don't want to, wash it, I just kind of I have this big curling iron thing that I run through real quick, and then I just whip it up into like a big mess on top of my head. So that's when you know I'm really hot. Is when my hair goes up finally. Then you're like, whoa, okay. Sid's warm now. Oh, what just happened? Why did I do that? I don't know. Well, I missed some chat here. Hold on. I'm trying to get back to. There we go. We have 3 geese that walk up and down the road. 2 all white and one is a brown. Is brown, green, blue. Huh. Going to get some feed for them. That's cool. That's cool. Tim, how's the knee, brother? After the meetup, says Mike to Tim from Read Life. Stephen Gruber, what church do you guys go to out there? We're at a Methodist church. Our church actually just disaffiliated, so it's a global. And we love our church. We got a new pastor almost a year ago, and we love him. He's awesome. Him and his wife are a fabulous fit, and I think just what we needed to kind of start fresh after the disaffiliation. So good stuff. Good stuff. I haven't stopped moving since we got back from the meetup, but I'm going to send you what we talked about. Maybe tomorrow, says Treasure Hunter Neil. Oh, my oven's beeping. You know what that means? That means I gotta check my my White Rock Homestead starter that Tara gave me. I've been feeding it and then pouring off the. I know, I'll be there in a minute. My oven's beeping at me. I poured off the, what do you call it? The word for the pour off of the sourdough is just escaped my brain. I cannot think of what I call it normally, like what it's called. It's not called pour off. Discard. There we go. I took the discard from yesterday and the discard from today, and I added to it, and I let it live its life, and I am now baking my first loaf of bread from the White Rock Homestead starter that I got. So that's exciting. Exciting. But let me, hold on. I'm going to, give me 2 seconds to just poke my, you just turned it off? Okay.
Yeah, do you want me to reset it or check it? Or?
Yeah, check it. Like, see if it's time for the lid to come off of it and for it to bake for a little bit longer, or if it's not to that point yet. Anyway, I guess Mike's still in the kitchen. I didn't realize that. MT Homestead, what's up? MT Homestead is here now. We can begin. That's right. Once Mike and Terry are here, then it's official. That's true. That's true. Don't let that bread burn. Big Mama don't like the extra heat. Hello. Huh?
What temperature was that?
It should have been at like, what temperature does it say it's at?
I hit off instead of off on the.
Oh shit. Okay. Put it at like 375 because that's actually like 350 in my oven's terms. Or put it at 370. Sorry, 370. Yeah. Yeah, my oven, I gotta play with it a little bit. And Mike, instead of turning the timer off, he turned the oven off, I guess, by accident. So he's got to start it over for me. But yeah, no, she's not burning. When I checked her, she'd only been in for 20 minutes. This was the next 15 minutes because I like to check it kind of frequently. And then I haven't made a sourdough, and I got one of those Dutch ovens. So, I lined it with parchment paper and I put it in the oven as it heated up. And then I took it out and put my dough in it. And then I put it in covered with a thing of water in the oven to help keep it moist in there. So in theory, I'm doing all the right things. So Tim's blowing up my phone here, guys. And then Auntie Ann just texted me and said, tell Tim to stop texting you and distracting us. So Auntie Ann says, no, Tim. And I can't even tell. I'm so discombobulated. I'm keeping them entertained, but it's running thin, Tim says. I know, I'm telling you. I'll do a little soft shoe number. I'll do my best over here. I'm telling you. Tim's trying to keep the crowd encouraged since I'm by myself. Tim and Shannon's salty life. What is going on? Blessings upon ya. That would be a bugle oven for sure. Yes, I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Let's Trade Pant says I'm doing great. So there's that. I got one person's vote. Uh, but yeah, no. So it's not. But I haven't. I mean, I have a sourdough starter that I kept going for a while, and then I stopped doing it, and the obviously it died. And I had frozen some that I was going to reanimate, and then we moved. So I never reanimated it. And then I had a potato, like an Amish style, they call it out here, sourdough, which is not a real sourdough. It's like, it's what they do in Mississippi, or at least in this section of Mississippi. That's what they call sourdough. But it's not the same. It's like potato water that ferments, that you feed, and it makes a wonderful bread, but it's not as healthy as making like a true sourdough for sure. Like there's a lot of sugar in it, and potato flakes, and yes, it does ferment, but it's got a lot of vegetable oil in it. It's just like a whole thing. So I kind of let that one die and decided not to do it anymore. Which I can always get more from, because my neighbor has like a starter from that she's had for like, I don't know, forever. And so anytime I need some, I could always say like, oh, can I have your discard? And she would give it to me. But yeah, but hers is better. Hers always comes out better. She makes it with like, it's kind of like when when your mom or your grandma makes something and it just tastes better when they make it. It tastes better when Miss Ann makes it, 100%. So a lot of Sundays she makes it for Sunday lunch, and so I've had it a few times in my life now, and it's very good bread. Does Three Mississippi know what alive means? I think he does. I think he does. I know. Well, here was the deal. I think I know what he's doing in the kitchen now. It's registering in my brain. He had promised Frankie a while ago. They started this thing where once a week they would barbecue together. And tomorrow night, which we just found out it got canceled, but tomorrow night she was supposed to have an FFA banquet. Last night we had church meeting, and she had a going away party for an exchange student friend of hers. Monday night we got in late and nobody felt like cooking. We had like girl dinner that night. Basically, we just ate like snacks and whatever was in the house, and then so tonight was like the only night that, like, since it's summer schedule, she doesn't have normal youth group. She had it this afternoon when we did pantry boxes, and they had a swim day, and then so she just came home with me afterwards. And but normally, so I don't have to go back and pick her up. Normally I'm rushing out of here to go get her. I don't have to do that today. So he was like, well, perfect, we'll barbecue on Wednesday, because they have this thing that they do now once a week. They barbecue something together, and tonight was going to be burgers, or is burgers. And so I think he's prepping that stuff in the kitchen right now, which is why he's not here. So in all fairness, he's keeping a promise that he made to his daughter. You can't be mad at him, right? Can't be mad at a dad who's prepping all the burger stuff so they can barbecue together while she's out there working hard on the tractor, and I'm just in here flapping my jaw at you guys, right? It's not too bad, right? You can't be mad at that. Joe Jacobson said, I had a friendship cake starter before too, but baked it all off because I couldn't keep it well. It's hard. I've done the Amish friendship bread. I imagine that's probably what you're talking about. Maybe I'm sure it's called different things, different places, but I bet it's similar. I did that for a while. I like to do those around the holidays, because then you can give people starters, and you can give people, because it makes like 6 freaking loaves of like, cake bread. And you can give those away to, your bank teller and your mailman, and those are great little things to have to give to people at the holidays. So I love to do that kind of stuff around the holidays. But to keep it going all year is like, it's a lot. It's a lot. So I don't like to keep them going ever. Frankie is a really busy body. Yes, she is. She is. She's just go right now, and it's going to be, what that translates to is mom is going to be go next year. because I have to take her all these places. But, you know, she's 14, a couple more years, she'll have her license. And in fact, we were talking I'll spill the beans a little bit. There's not much to spill yet, but I'll spill the beans a little bit. Mike's been keeping his eye out for like a truck that needs work, like an old Chevy or something, for Frankie, that they can work on together for the next couple of years, and then would then become her vehicle. Now she knows about it, that's going to happen, because she had to sign off on it. Like, she had to say, like, yes, I'm willing to commit the time and the effort to putting work into a truck. And she told me that whatever, like, we buy the truck, that she wants to pay us back, because she wants her first truck to be like hers. So like, she's like, no, I want to pay you back before it's all said and done. I want to pay you back for whatever you spend buying the truck. And I was like, that's up to you. I go, we don't expect that, but if that's something that you feel you want to do, then that's fine. So we're kind of keeping our eye out for that. And we were talking to Drew, was kind of helping us with kind of what to look for when we go look at these trucks, when we find them. And because Drew from Drew's Lens, of course, Drew and Lindsay, they're all about old trucks and stuff. That is their jam. So we're kind of just checking it out and seeing what's out there in our area. And when Mike finds one, he texts Drew, and he'll say, what do you think about this? And he'll go like, no, so, or that one has potential, or ask them this, not that Mike doesn't know about vehicles too, but Drew really knows about old trucks. So it's like, why not use that when you have it at your disposal and pick his brain a little bit, right? So big shout out to Drew from Drew's Lens for that. But yeah, so eventually she'll have her own truck, but obviously not yet. So, but we'll get some good content out of that too for you guys. So, it's all good. White Rock Homestead says, Kelly Texan, as long as the root beer has bourbon in it, LOL. I must have missed something. Brooke Burks, my favorite flamingo loving lady. That's me, Brooke. And I saw Larry Parrish pop in a minute ago. Hello, Larry. What's going on? Still trying to catch up on all the videos I didn't watch over the weekend. I'm about a day behind now, says James. I feel you, man. I was late to Tim's premiere because I didn't see the message, and I was either editing. I think I was editing. Forget what time you did it. I was had just finished editing when I checked my messages, and you were doing the premiere, or I had just come in from working outside. It was one of the two. I can't remember, but I didn't have my phone. Like, I wasn't looking at my phone. So I got a feeling Mike is in the doghouse for wrecking Kenny into Sid's truck. Oh gosh, no. He did not wreck Kenny into my truck. What are you talking about? Don't even put that out into the ether, Tim. No, unless something happened that I don't know about. My dad put down the down payment on my first car, but I paid the rest, of course. That was only a couple $100 back then, says Auntie Ann. Yeah, that's true. That is true. Let's see. My first car was a hand-me-down from my dad, and it was with the understanding that it wasn't mine, but it was mine to drive solely. Like, I didn't have to ask anybody if I could take the car, right? Because at that point, that was the third vehicle. Because it was paid off. It was really old. Well, I mean, not like really old. It was, I think when I got it, it was like, I think it was about 10 years old when I got it. So not like real old, but like, it wasn't the new car anymore. And it was a 2-door, and my dad needed a 4-door for his job because he was in outside sales. And so he needed a 4-door to be able to take clients in. And so he got a company stipend to get a used 4-door car. Anyway, but when it came time for me to get my own new car when I was 21, my dad said, keep the car and sell it or use it as a trade-in. And so I ended up selling the car because at that time, sometimes you can get more as a trade-in, depends on the economy. At that time, the way things were, it was a better deal to sell it separately. So I think I sold it for, I think I got $3,000 for it. That was a long time ago. I don't remember. And that was my down payment on my car when I was 21. So, but yeah, that's the way it works. Between Mike and Frankie, they hit everything else. That's true. That's true. I will say I did hit Mike's old truck when we lived in our first house. So this was 2 houses ago. It was a new driveway, like it was a shorter driveway thing than I was used to. And I was looking at something on the other side so that I wouldn't hit it. And I think I was backing up and I scraped into the back of Mike's truck, like scraped the side of it a little bit. So, you know, we all have our moments. We all do stupid stuff like that, right? It happens. And you all aren't even talking? I don't understand why you're saying we're not talking, Tim. He's like, there's 127 people in here and y'all aren't even talking. Wow, I don't understand. Is my voice not coming through, Tim? I don't understand. I mean, I'm talking. I don't know what's happening. I'm so confused. Lordy, lordy. My first car was a 72 Mazda. Bought it for $800 after I was married, says James. Yep. I'm telling you, man. Those first cars, though, they hit different, you know? Like, the first car that I bought new was my little Acura RX S. And I drove that thing for, how long did I have it? 12 years. So I drove it from the time I was 21 when I got it. I had met Mike already, and we were just starting to date when I bought that. And, well, we'd been dating, I guess, when I bought it. Yeah. I don't remember. Anyway, then, you know, had it, well, we got married. It was my commuter car. It was my everything car. I put a car seat in the back of it. I changed diapers in the back of that hatchback. I loved that car, but then the catalytic converter went out on it at year 12, and it was going to be more expensive to replace the catalytic converter than the car was worth. So financially at the time, money was tight. Frankie was little. It made more sense to get $3,000 for the vehicle for trading it in as is towards a new car than it did to you know, to not have, you know, to fix it and drive this car that didn't really fit us anymore, this little sports car that I bought when I was 21, you know. So like it just didn't make sense anymore. But that thing got great gas mileage, so it was pretty cool. So yes, I am, says Tim. I missed something. My chat's just going so fast, man. Woo! I'm telling you, now my bread's beeping again and Mike went outside. Oh boy. Hold on, guys. Let me go run and just like check this real quick. I can't burn Tara's bread. I can't do it. Hold on, 2 seconds. Oh, man. I can't tell. It needs a little longer. Oh, I'm coming. I'm sorry, guys. Got it. I had to check my bread. Woo. Anyway, Trish Keen says my first car was a '65 Rambler. Hated that car. Test. What? Rich Life is having issues or something with his. I don't know. Between the texts I'm getting, my first car was an '83 Chevy. Get it up to 65 on the interstate if I was going downhill. Nice, says Tree Heaven. At least you've narrowed the truck to a Chevy. Please don't send Drew any pictures of Fords. That's true. Well, we knew. I think we kind of knew we were leaning towards Chevy. I'm partial. Now, don't get me wrong. I like some of the older Fords. The newer Fords, sorry, Tim, I don't care for them. I know he's got the big fancy monster truck. I just don't care for them. They're not my jam. I prefer the Chevys. In my opinion, they make better vehicles. We've had Ford trucks before, and I prefer Chevy. And it's Truvy's been a great truck. She's 4 years old now. I'm so confused. Tim, I don't understand these text messages.
Dude, I don't know what you're talking about. I hear you're talking.
I have no idea. Tim is texting. I think something is like Tim's having a glitch in the matrix. I don't know what's going on. He's like legitimately texting us like he's concerned. Like I don't know, and I'm no idea. Or he's being funny. I don't know.
Tim from Ridge Life was saying, "Are you guys okay? Are you guys okay?" He kept blowing up my phone.
Yeah.
And because apparently he couldn't see in the live.
Oh.
But then I called him and I was like, "Dude, she's in the live. She's talking to people." And then he did something and he's like, "Oh, okay, now I see it."
He thought there was something wrong.
So that was on him. But hey, thanks for looking out.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that makes more sense now. There was because I saw him type test and I was like, what is he doing? That's funny. So I must have disappeared for him for a little while and then, you know, I'm telling you, man. Drew even says, bought my Tundra in 2011 and still going strong. Toyotas do make good vehicles. I'm partial to American trucks. But that's just me, you know. Wish I had the time and money to get an 86 Chevy truck. That is my ex-wife's house in VA. It needs a wiring harness replaced. That's not a big deal. Just a little time consuming, I guess. But Tim's taking too much cough syrup. He's hitting those old me meds a little hard. That's what's going on. I was in the twilight zone. My screen was just intro. I refreshed and same, then hit play. Weird. Huh. Well, good looking out, buddy, even though it was just you glitching. I couldn't figure out. I was like, is he tripping? Is he trying to be funny? That's why I was like, why are you saying like you're entertaining everybody? I was very confused. I thought you were just being a smart aleck. It makes more sense now. You legit thought something was up. Well, it was like I messaged Mama V because she had some kind of like, I won't say an episode, but like something happened where she's like my brain, and then she kind of like was struggling for a minute, and she's like, I'm fine, and I know she's got some health stuff that she deals with, but she legitimately had me concerned for a minute. Like I was ready to call call David and call Mel and be like, y'all need to drive over to Mama V's right now. Like, but she says she's okay. So, Tim's been taking the wrong pain meds. Yeah, you're not supposed to the pain meds. So, I thought he was too. I thought he was just being quirky. Like I thought quirky Tim had come out to play, but it was not. That's why we were all like, what is Tim's deal? Too funny. Yeah, she did seem to be struggling after that. So I do hope she's okay. I'm going to text her after this and just kind of check on her and make sure she's okay. But yeah. Matt Barker says, hope everyone is having a good day, week. Yeah, that. Exactly. It was way off. Yeah. I mean, he's around, but like I said, he's prepping for that barbecue with Frankie. So he's, I guess he's excused. He's excused because he's keeping a promise. So we'll let it slide. Wow, said I've been taking my pain meds. He says I'm 100% sober. Sober as a church mouse that did not get into the communion wine. Like Chevy trucks and Dodge trucks, but nothing runs like a Ford. If you can get it to run. No, I mean, there are some good Ford trucks. I'm not gonna lie. But the equivalent model of Ford truck that I have, which is like the price line that I was looking at, is not as good as mine. If I was gonna get like a big turbocharged fancy $1 million truck like Tim has, that'd be one thing, right? But I'm not, because that was out of my budget. But the same, comparable truck to the Chevy Silverado that I have, I was like, this kind of held together with a hope and a prayer on the Ford side. So, all right. Now I'm beeping again. I got to check my brain one more time, guys. I'm sorry. I know this is awful. I'm not going to run away anytime, but that's life. It's in a day. it out the oven. I think it's done. Sometimes you don't know with bread. Like, it looks perfect on the outside, but then on the inside, it might still be a little bit doughy. That's always my problem with bread. I tend to panic and pull it too soon, which I may have done, but I also didn't time this well. It's been one of those days. It's just been one of those days. Pretty and fancy and delicate, just like me. Yes, I'm a Chevy lady. Chevys are great girl trucks. Oh, whatever. I like my Chevy. I like my Chevy. It's a good truck. White Rock Homestead Ford, huh? Another suspect for the DD5 tree hit and run. I did. Sorry, I ran to go check my oven. Sorry, guys. I know. I'm trying to see. This is what happens. I try to do too many things at once, and then I end up having to check my bread and pull it out of the oven during a live, because that's when I didn't have enough time to bake it between when because I wanted to let it rise again one more time, and so I had to get back to church, and I was like, I don't have time right now to let it rise again and bake it before I have to leave, so I can let it rise again and then let it sit, punch it down once and let it rise one more time, and then go and come back and throw it in the oven. So that's what I did. But then I didn't throw it in the oven right away when I got home. I preheated the oven, and then I had to go do outside chores this evening because Frankie had to hop on the tractor right away. And because I had just moved the birds, I had to go check on everybody, and it was a whole thing. It was a whole thing. And it's just been a day. It's been a day. I'm telling you. Marco Torres says, see y'all later. Got to go. Treasure Hunter Neil says, my brother had a Stingray with a 454. He let me drive it. Nice. Had a 61 Corvette split window. I had to sell it because I got into trouble because I protected my girlfriend in a bar fight. Yikes, Thomas. Good on you, though. I'm telling you. Yeah, Cuddly Texan, glad we had it on film so I knew it wasn't me. Oh, they're just taking out trees left and right, aren't they? I know it wasn't me either. I love my Silverado. I would honestly, like, when Truvy has gasped her last breath, I would buy another Chevy Silverado. It's a good, midline. Like, I don't need all the fancy bells and whistles. And, like, my girlfriend got a fancier version and a newer version of the Chevy truck, and I forget exactly what model hers is, but she's got the fancy tailgate on it that comes down into the thing, and then she's got the cameras so where you can see the front, back, side. If you're towing a trailer, you can see every little aspect of the trailer on your little overhead thing. I mean, it's super fancy, and then the seats have air conditioning in them. She got all the bells and whistles. I'm like, I don't need all that. Like, I just don't need all that. Like, I just don't. I need it to be reliable and do what I need it to do. And my only thing that I was like really hardcore on when we bought Truvy was she has to have 4-wheel drive. And Mike thought I was crazy because he was like, I mean, we were living in California at the time. We didn't need 4-wheel drive. But I was like, dude, if we're going to buy a truck, like, I'd rather spend the extra, I think I forget what the price difference was, but it was probably a couple $1,000s, and I was like, dude, it's worth it. Like, I'd rather have the 4-wheel drive on the truck and never use it and then not have it and end up needing it. Now, mind you, at that time we had no plans to like really move, right? And so my whole thing was like, well, when I want to go up to the mountains to see snow or whatever, I'll have 4-wheel drive. And he was like, you still need chains because they won't let you pass the Sunrise Highway, and I'm like, well, okay, but I still want 4. And then we ended up moving to Mississippi, the mud capital of the universe. And so I was like, the first time we got her stuck and I had to put her in 4-wheel drive to get her out, I was like, aren't you glad that I bitched and moaned that we had to have 4-wheel drive? And he was like, no, you're right. We had no idea we were moving down here, but I think. And I was so adamant about it, like beyond reason. Like, I don't get adamant about things like that very often. And so I think that was God just saying, get the truck and get 4-wheel drive because you're going to need it. You're going to end up in Mississippi. I got plans for you. And so make sure you get the 4-wheel drive. That's what I think what happened. So exactly. Would never own a truck. Now, the caveat to that is a lot of the older trucks don't have 4-wheel drive. So you know, like whatever truck, if we get an old Chevy or whatever, it's not going to have 4-wheel drive. But that's going to be like, you know, it's a work truck. It's not a, you know, it's not that kind of truck, you know. So, but yes, I agree. I would never buy something that's not a 4x4. Yeah, not having a 4x4 in a truck is like having a car. I agree. A car with a really big trunk and you know, worse gas mileage, I guess, compared to a car. But yeah, you know, Tim's truck is a good truck to pick up. Bud Light. Oh, he got you, Tim. David got you on that one. Ah, was that when you jumped the ditch? No, no, it was not. And that culvert has since been fixed, and that was only because the pipe in the culvert was exposed and we didn't realize it, and the tow hitch was still on from when we, well, and it's actually still on. We've never taken it off from when we towed the horse trailer down here, and so the hitch is actually what hit when I went kukunk kukunk. It was the tow hitch hitting, dragging on that, because it comes, you know, the tow hitch comes off my bumper and goes down, you know, that far, and that's what hit. So wasn't totally my fault. Hey, Mama V, are you feeling okay? Just checking. I was gonna text you after my live to just see how you were doing. That's true, James. Good point. All this talk about Ford trucks. Tim's truck was broke before it even left the dealership. That's true. That's true. Having a 2x4 truck is like drinking Bud Light. That's right. I'm telling you. That's funny. Yes, she's good, she says. She's feeling fine. That's good. Glad to hear it. Chance says, hey, Mama V. He does build them. I don't know. I missed that question. I don't know. Pettit Jean, River Homestead. Wow, I'm late. You're okay. Better late than never. At least you made it to the meetup. That's the important part, right? That's right. My late mother had a Dodge truck, 3 on the tree, manual transmission, pulled a fold-down camper many times with a topper on the truck, 20 miles per gallon on the highway. Yep. Yep, yep. I'm surprised. In fact, like even on this trip to Arkansas in Truby, it didn't even take a full tank of gas to get from our house to the meetup in Arkansas. And it was like a six-ish hour drive. So it was like 400 and what was it? 400 and like, I think it's 423 miles or 426 miles, something like that. So it does get surprisingly good gas mileage when I'm actually driving far. Like when I'm, you know, if I'm just running back and forth to town, if there's not a bunch of Sunday drivers on the road and I can like actually drive, I get good gas mileage. But if I get stuck behind, you know, an old Cadillac that wants to go 45 in the whole way down the road, then it takes me longer, and it goes through more gas, I should say. But if I'm like tomorrow, I got to run into Starkville for a while. Like I'll get, you know, really good gas mileage going to Starkville and back. You know, so I'm always surprised at how well the truck does on that. But it gets better gas mileage than my Ford Escape got. I can tell you that. Because I've driven a lot of Fords over the years too. I had a Ford Escape. We had, which was a good car, which for a while, and then it was having electrical issues. So if it was cold, like when I was driving Frankie to school in the morning in the winter, if I put my blinker on to go, there's a right-hand turn from our old house to go towards the school. When I would put my blinker on, my high beams would come on. And I only did that when it was cold. And then it would do, there was a couple other weird things that it would do too. And then the starter went out on it, which it shouldn't have because it only had like 40,000 miles on it. There was a bunch of stuff like that it was like little things that would be like, had these quirks, you know. So yeah, I don't know. And then Mike had a Ford F-150 when I met him, and he had that up until he got, I think we traded that in for the Honda Element. Right when we were married, we were starting a family, and we needed like a vehicle that we could fit everything in because I still had the little Acura RSX. So that was like the family vehicle. And like he would go grocery shopping with us on the weekends, and we would put everything in that vehicle. So because it was hard to fit. I mean, I would go still small trips, but big trips to the store when I had to take Frankie with me and all of that, we would always take the Element with us. So, you know, I don't get that good of mileage with my diesel, but it still stays between 13 to 17, even when towing. That's not bad. I'm surprised. I mean, even when we were coming from California out here, and we were towing a horse trailer on Truby, I mean, she still got pretty good gas mileage coming out here. So, you know, and the gas just kept getting cheaper the further east we went. The further southeast we went, the cheaper the gas, you know. Once we got out of like California and Arizona and all that, first place that we got like cheap, what we would call cheap gas, we were like, wow, it's so much cheaper. But, you know, too many little issues send it down the road. That's right. Well, that one was a used car, the Escape that we had, but it had low mileage when we got it. It was a few years old, and it was like the car they like never drove. So part of the problem may have just been it didn't get driven a lot. But I drove it. It was my daily driver, and then you know, and I you know, I'm very adamant about like cars getting their oil changes, cars getting their tune-ups, cars get, you know. So because I don't want to be stranded on the side of the road, you know, ever. So I'm very good about that. And so I always took really good care of the Escape and was up to date on all the maintenance stuff. But then it would just start doing all this weird stuff. I'm telling you. I can get 16 to 17 miles per gallon running down the highway with a 6.2 gas in the 250 F250. Big Mike loved your playroom, brother. Must be talking to MT, maybe? I'm not sure. Frankie's texting me now. Oh, whoops. I left my eggs out there. She's right. I did. I collected eggs, and then I came over to film her, and then I randomly put my egg basket in the driveway. She just sent me a picture. Can you guys see that? I literally set it down, started filming her moving gravel, and walked away from them and left them in the middle of the driveway. That's funny. Thanks. I'll come get them in a little while. Yeah. Of course I would leave the eggs out in the middle of the driveway. That's what happens. I literally will walk around with that egg basket, and I will leave it in weird places. Like a lot of times I'll leave it in front of the goat pen because something will catch my eye, and I'll have picked up thinking I'm done for my chores, and I'm gonna go back in, and then I go, oh no, I gotta walk back over there, and I'll set it down in front of the goat pen and then walk away. Or I'll set it down in front of Beulah because I want to go give Beulah love, and I'll walk away. Beulah I had to go doctor her this evening. She had like, I don't know what, brambles or something that she got into because she had a little tiny like horse paper cuts, like little scratches that had bled a little bit. So I put some on my vet spray on it, and she had like one on her hind leg, and she had one on her hoof, like above her hoof, and she had one, I forget where the other one was. But anyway, I went over and checked them all out, and they're, I mean, super superficial. There's nothing major, but got it all cleaned up and taken care of. So it was all good. Gotta run y'all and finish some study notes. I'll catch everyone on MT's Live, says Thunderstick Homestead and Ministry. You got it, buddy. You got it. You got it. And of course, we've got, SLR after us, or after me, I guess, because I'm the only one here. According to Tim, though, there's no one here. It's just a blank Ah. Do not complain about your gas prices. I filled my car up last Thursday for 35 pounds from half a tank to full, and Friday the prices dropped from 151 to 144 a liter. Yeah, between your pounds and liters, I have no idea what the conversion would be. Well, I can figure out the liters, but I honestly have no idea, like, pound for dollar, what the equivalent is. I'm not on top of the monetary conversions. So at least you saw them before running them over, Tara. Yeah. Or I don't know. It could be both Tara and Jason. It might just be Jason. I don't know. But I always feel like it's Tara, so I just talk to Tara. I don't know. But yeah, at least she did see them before. But they were out of her area where she's doing stuff. But you never know. I mean, Paul, that's like almost $4 a gallon then. So that's like California prices. California prices are usually, like, right now, if I had to guess, judging from what the prices are out here, it's probably, we're getting into summer. It's probably about in the 450s right now for gas in California, would be my guess, at least from the part of California I was in. If I had to guess, it was usually this time of year, it would be like 450 something, would be my guess. So it's still cheaper than California prices. Right now, like in town, it's around between 305 and 309, depending on what station you go to. I usually can get it cheaper. Like sometimes, like if I go to Kroger, like tomorrow, I don't really need to fill up though because I just filled up. Kroger rewards, like gas rewards, and so I can usually get like 30 cents off a gallon. So sometimes I only pay like 280 something, or like 270 something for my gas when I go to Kroger. So I try to do that when I can. So, I'm telling you. Yeah, guys, my time is quickly approaching. Let me tell you. We didn't even talk that much about the meetup. I had fully intended to, and then we got on to other things. It's been a crazy day, but the meetup was wonderful, as you guys all know. I mean, everybody's been doing videos. Everybody's been talking about it. It was great seeing everybody. It was great getting to see the Arkansas family that I don't get to see as often as I would like because we're just far enough away that it's annoying. But I got to see everybody. Oh, gas is $2.89 there. Yeah, a little bit more here. But it's cheaper if I go into like Starkville or Tupelo. It's usually, a little cheaper than up here. And our little podunk town is more expensive for gas. Not by a lot. It's not too bad. But anyway, glad to be home though. Back at work here and chipping away at everything. So don't forget, you guys, you got to go say hey to the 41.36. Simple Life Reclaimed. Go tell Mel and Gary that the safety is off. And then you got Empty Home, Empty Homestead after them, Mike and Terry. And you got to just spread the love. Yeah, $2.99 to $3.09 in Arkansas. Yeah, that's kind of the range here right now too in our areas. But anyway, so Cuddly Texan and Chance, please don't forget to email me when you get a chance at the 3 Mississippi Farms email. I would appreciate that. I just wanted to get in touch with you guys. So that's it. But anyway, go show everybody some love, and I appreciate y'all. And as always, guys, stay blessed and safety's off.